So we're at about 3.5 hours in the cooking process on the ribs. Things are going along really well. Now is the time when we brush some great barbecue sauce on it and really finish these up. So they've been in foil for about 1.5 hours at this point. We're gonna open them up, and I think one of the things you'll see is the beautiful color that you get on the ribs. So I'm gonna flip these over, but you can see just that great amber color. Everything looks really juicy. You can see that they're starting to get some movement on the bones. We've still got some cooking time to go, and that's what this part is. So I'm gonna brush on some sauce. We like to give it a good coat. A lot of people like to use sweet sauce. We do on ribs. We think it just is a right complement, particularly if you have a rub that has a little bit of heat to it. You know, remember, part of the reason that we're doing this process is to make sure that you have some complexity to the ribs that you're cooking. So sauce at the end makes a huge difference. I'm gonna hit this side with the sauce. You don't need as much on the bone side, but you need just enough to make sure that you have especially messy ribs, which is what everybody likes at the end of the day. All right, so we're coated up. Now what we do is we take them out of the foil, put them back on, bone side down. We're gonna go about 15 more minutes, probably put another coat on, another 10 to 15 minutes, we'll check for doneness, pull them out, and we'll be ready to have award-winning barbecue ribs for your friends and family. All right, we've got our final product. We just pulled the ribs off the smoker. They've been sauced. Now it's time for cutting and eating. This is what the final product looks like. You can see that it has a fantastic color. It's got a lot of different layers of coloring and flavor, which are just gonna really wow your friends and family. Now the secret to cutting ribs is you might think you have to put them down this way and cut them. The problem is that it's hard to see where the bones are, and so it makes it difficult to cut. So our secret, flip it over this way, lets you really be able to see the direction of the ribs, and it makes it a lot easier to cut. Another tip is, this is a pretty large slab of ribs, but you can actually hold them with your fingers and it gives you a good direction cut. Now, we use a grouting blade, but you're welcome to use any kind of big knife, it'll work fine. You cut in the direction of the bones. We like to cut as close to the bone that you can, and that way you get as much meat as possible on the ribs. Got a few here. They end up serving really well. Nothing looks more impressive to your friends and family when you stack up a tray full of ribs. We'll show you how you can stack them here. This, you can see, we've got a nice smoke ring on the ribs. That came from the first 2 hours before we foiled it, and then really at the end of the day is about the flavor. Award-winning ribs, my friends. You can cook them at home. Enjoy.